Hey guys, today I'll be teaching you guys how to play Mech Knights to some extent. Well, I'll show you what I can. But we'll just go over some basic things. So, your primary three cards that will start your plays will be Mech Knight Blue Sky, Mech Knight Purple Nightfall, and Girsu the Orcus Mech Knight. And Ibli also does an okay job. So, for our Link 1, we're pairing with Ibli, we're using Lingribo, and this can negate a trap, which is why I'm running this over Almirage. We're not particularly trying to lock out our opponent. This is still mostly going second list, but if we do open Ibli, we can use this to aid us in going first as well. Because our opponent will have to at least give up their battle phase, or they will be unable to play at all. It's one of the two, usually. There's some rare cases where, like, Tribute Summon on top of Ibli and such, which is just, it's fine, I guess. And in this build, we're going to be utilizing Small World. So, Small World bridges, well, we have our Kaijus here. These Kaijus, so Radiant and Jizukiro, they bridge a good amount. So, I believe it was something like... So, World Legacy, World Armor doesn't get bridged by this, right? Yeah, no. So Jizukiru bridges a lot, so we can go like banish World Legacy, World Armor, banish Jizukiru. So if we can banish Jizukiru as our second card, whenever we can do that, we can add most of the Mech Knights. There's one Mech Knight Red Moon, which overlaps in defense with Jizukiru, so that does not work specifically. So if you want to run another bridge for Mech Knight Red Moon in particular, if you are playing Red Moon, then you can throw in the other light Kaiju, Thunder King, and then this will just allow you to bridge from Mech Knight Red Moon to Purple Nightfall and Blue Sky. So we'll just throw in one copy for that. So that's fine. And yeah, if you're going first, you're going to have to open either Ibli, Girsu, and then like Mech Knight Blue Sky or Purple Nightfall ideally, but any Mech Knight should be okay, and you should be able to still make some sort of decent play. But even if you don't get any cards aside from Girsu, Girsu is still a one-card combo. So that makes Small World pretty good, because it gives you 6 copies of Girsu essentially. So yeah, that's pretty good. So I guess showing is better than telling, right? So let's save this, and yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So I guess we'll show the going first kind of combos, I suppose. Let's see if we can get a hand with Girsu, and we do. Okay, so this particular list is built to resolve World Legacy Scars. So World Legacy Scars has a pretty nasty effect on it. So all Mech Knight monsters on the field gain 300 attack defense. Once per turn, you can discard one Mech Knight monster or one World Legacy card, draw one card. So this effect, pretty standard, not a big deal. And then you read this effect. You can banish 8 Mech Knight monsters with different names from your graveyard and or face up from your field. Send your opponent's entire hand and extra deck to the graveyard. So if you do so, your opponent obviously would not be able to play in most cases. So there are a few exceptions in some decks that can actually still play, despite having their hand completely like just reduced to 1 card and then no extra deck. So since we got World Legacy Memories and Girsu, let's show off this variant of the combo. So first off, when we normal summon Girsu, we usually want to resolve the effect to Foolish one of our cards. So Girsu says, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Orchist or World Legacy card from your deck to the graveyard. Then if there are 2 or more other cards in this card's column, treat this card as a tuner this turn. So the tuner part does not matter. What matters is we can send any Orcus or World Legacy card from your deck to the graveyard. So when we're playing Girsu with Mekk Knight and not Orcus, we will never be summoning, or we will never be sending any Orcus cards because they Dark Lock you. So we're going to send a World Legacy card. So which card do we send and why? So we will usually send either World Legacy World Chalice or World Legacy World Armor. And we do it because we need a World Legacy card to summon Lib, the World Keyblade Master. As you can see here, can only be link summoned while you have a World Legacy card in your graveyard. So that's why we have to do this. So let's resolve this. So we can send either World Legacy World Chalice, or we can send World Armor here. So if you send World Legacy World Chalice, this has its own perks. So both of these have slight nuance to what they do, although they're like relatively similar-ish, I would say. So World Legacy World Chalice says, well, a lot of card text, but the only one you have to worry about is this one. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. So if I send this now, on turn 3, I can add any World Legacy card I want from my deck to my hand, and we run a good few. So notably, we have World Legacy Succession, World Legacy Key, we also have World Legacy Scar, World Legacy Memory, World Legacy Secrets, Whispers, and all of these in general are just good, right? We'll go over all of these more later, but yeah, this can search any of those on turn 3. And then we have World Legacy World Armor. So this card says, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. So that's the only effect we have to focus on here. So World Armor, if it's special summoned, which is the only way we're going to be summoning this pretty much, this will add any World Legacy card from your deck to your hand immediately. So in this combo, we have World Legacy's Memory here. So we actually need the extra body to resolve Scar. So we're going to send specifically World Armor here. And that's because whenever we send World Armor, we are going to special summon World Armor with Succession. That is the plan. And Succession just summons any monster from your graveyard, which World Armor is, right? So we'll go ahead and do that. And of course, we also have this lovely effect of Girsu. If you control no other monsters, you can special summon one World Legacy token. Machine Dark level 1 attack is 0 defense, 0 attack, whatever, to both players' fields in defense position. And you can only use each effect of Girsu, the Orcus Mekk Knight, hard once per turn. So you have hard once per turns. So typically, when you normal summon Girsu, you don't really want to put it in the same zone as like another card, but I guess that's worth mentioning. Yeah, because your main monster zone, if it was open instead, I could, for example, like, let's pretend I have a Mekk Knight here. I could set evenly and then special summon Mekk Knight Blue here, but then I block myself if I summon Girsu here. So you have to think about things like that while you're playing Mekk Knight. And you usually don't want to put the token in the same zone as a card if your opponent has something in the same column as well, right? But it does not matter here because my opponent has no cards. And yeah, so you can summon wherever in this case. But here we will specifically want to summon the World Legacy token for our opponent, specifically right above either EMZ. So if we do so, we can summon our copy of Lib, right? So we can place Lib in either position. This matters more for Ibli, and I'll show you guys why. So just for the fun of it, we're going to summon Lib here, but it's usually going to be better to summon Lib in the same column, usually. we'll go over when not to do it, I suppose, but whatever. So if we, of course, summon Liv here, we're going to go ahead and grab our copy of Succession, and then we're going to set Succession. So if we set Succession like this, there's 2 cards in a column, so this still works, and we can still summon a Mekk Knight monster here. So that's kind of how that works, but not super important here. But what's pretty important about World Legacy Memory in particular is that it does indeed special summon a Mekk Knight monster from your hand or deck in defense position, and it says but return it to the hand during the end phase, so that doesn't really matter. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except for Mekk Knight monsters, so you get Mekk Knight locked by this, so that really sucks. What is interesting about this is you can only activate 1 World Legacy's memory per turn, meaning if, like, Baron de Fleur negated World Legacy's memory, if you have a second one, you can still activate it. Yeah. That's Yu-Gi-Oh for you. So, okay. We're going to resolve Succession here. Technically, we can summon back Girsu, but there's no point. We already used Girsu's effect. So now we will summon back our copy of World Legacy World Armor. So, yeah, what's notable about Lib is that even if we, for example, activated, like, a World Legacy card, like, for example, Succession, we can indeed summon Lib, but we cannot activate the World Legacy spell Trap if we have no World Legacy monster in our graveyard. So this is pretty interesting for a few reasons, and it sometimes comes up, so that's worth thinking about. And then Lib also has this lovely effect. If you use Link summoned Lib as Link material, you can shuffle 1 card on the field into the deck, so it could be any card from either player's well, deck, I guess, or whatever, yeah. So it just shuffles 1 back from field. And this can potentially chain block as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to not resolve World Legacy's memory. Yeah, we can wait. So what's notable about World Legacy World Armor is that it can directly add World Legacy's memory to our hand. If we instead just use simply Lib effect instead of first going through World Armor, we would not be able to activate World Legacy's memory. So if we instead of sending World Armor, we sent World Chalice, we can't activate World Legacy's memory. So that's pretty interesting. And of course, all of your traps here, you can't activate them no matter how you add or set them, so that doesn't super matter. If you have a World Legacy key, it would just end up being set and you can't turn it over. Same with Scars. But once you do, I don't think it really matters if you have a World Legacy card anymore, because these are continuous effects, so we're just chilling, I guess. Specifically, it says cannot be activated this turn, meaning if, for example, we have World Legacy World Chalice, if we go ahead, chain 1, activate World Legacy key, and then our opponent uses called by on World Chalice as chain 2, it would not stop the effect of, like, key. But if they did it like before, we wouldn't be able to activate key, so that's incredibly awkward. Well, whatever. So here we are going to add World Legacy key for the Scar combo. So let's go ahead and grab key. So we don't need to use key yet, but we will set key here because we need it in that zone to summon our Mekk Knight. So we're going to start by activating this now, and then we're going to summon Purple Nightfall. So what Purple Nightfall does is we can banish any Mekk Knight as a quick effect, and then it will return on our next standby phase, so this does not count as a special summon. And we can add a Mekk Knight monster from our deck to our hand, if that part resolves. So the banish needs to happen in order for the effect to resolve. So we're going to add Mekk Knight Blue Sky. So Mekk Knight Blue Sky has the effect of, for every single card that our opponent controls in the same column as Mekk Knight Blue Sky, when we special summon it from the hand, you can add a Mekk Knight card. Specifically a Mekk Knight monster though. So add any Mekk Knight monsters. So if we add like 3, that's about the as high as we can go. We could add 3 cards here. So here we will only add 1. We'll go with Mekk Knight Yellow Star. So next we'll activate World Legacy Key. So World Legacy Key is pretty integral to some of your combos. So it'll be situational when you need to do this, but this comes up a good amount of the time. So a lot of the time it is nice having Mekk Knight Purple banished, but we're going to add back Mekk Knight Purple here with the effective World Legacy Key. So this will not more or less return to our field on turn 3 anymore, because now it's in our hand. But we kind of have to do this. Well, the answer to that is simply because to resolve the search for our Mekk Knight of the Morning Star, we need to discard 1 Mekk Knight monster or 1 World Legacy card. So here, of course, if we had like World Legacy World Armor or Chalice in our hand or something like that, we could definitely just not use this effect. So that's kind of how that works, but yeah. Since we're going for the Scars combo anyways, we do want to put Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall into the graveyard anyway, so this is beneficial to us here in this situation, like just straight up. So here we're going to link off Mekk Knight Blue Sky and lib the World Key Blade Master. And the reason for this is because if we link off World Legacy World Armor, our arrows will be all wrong and we won't be able to perform the link summon we need to. So notably, if you look at World Key Blade Master's arrows, this points to one zone, so it'll point to here, right? So after we link summon Mekk Knight Spectrum Supreme, all of the arrows point down, right? There are no left-right arrows. So if we were to like summon this here, we have no zones to link summon to. And that's why we have to link off lib. And also I put a World Legacy Key here. And that will matter, so I will show you guys in a second, I guess. So we'll link up these two. So here we don't have anything worth activating lib with, you know? I mean, yeah, nothing to shuffle back. So we will simply just resolve our copy of Morningstar. And we'll be discarding this. And now we will add World Legacy Scar. This can technically add whatever, but I guess I'll show you guys this combo. So this is like borderlining on FTK territory. It is a very powerful effect. So we'll just activate Scars here, just because we can. You can hold on to Scars because your opponent might not know what you're doing, and you know, just if they're unable to see something, maybe they won't be able to realize what's going on. So anyways, we have Mekk Knight Yellow Star here, and then Mekk Knight of the Morning Star. So technically, it's just any Mekk Knight we haven't summoned yet, we can just add that to our hand, and we'll just summon it. And then we'll link it off with Morning Star. And then we will summon to this zone, because this is the same zone as World Legacy Key, so Mekk Knight Spectrum Supreme has some quirky effects, so it can attack directly if it is the only card in its column. So right now, because this is in the column and this is in the column, it technically cannot attack direct. And then if this card is in the extra monster zone and points to no monsters, it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent cannot target it with card effects. So sometimes you can do a sneaky lethal with this. Doesn't happen that often for me, but you know, just having the option is nice. So this has this ignition effect. You can send one other card you control in this card's column to the graveyard. Special summon one Mekk Knight monster from your deck in defense position. So we can just utilize this effect now. So we're going to send Key. Unfortunately, that means we can no longer negate traps, but it's fine. So we're going to special summon from our deck. Technically, we just have to summon a name we haven't summoned yet. So, if I wanted to do Indigo or Red here, that would work. But we're going to summon Mekk Knight Avram, and this is just run specifically only because of Scar. So if you're not trying to resolve Scars like I am, there's no real point in running these. So we have to link off World Legacy, World Armor, and Avram here. Although we do run Link Spider, so we can't summon Link Spider, of course, because we're Mekk Knight locked. So we have to make our second copy of Morningstar here. So for no effect, because it's hard once per turn. And then we summon Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax, because Avramax requires 2+ monsters special summon from the extra deck. So now we have 2. So this is the worst version, the worst version here in terms of like efficiency, I believe. So this is just, yeah, the actual worst version of this combo. So we end up with just one Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax here, and we will have to banish it, and we won't have any monsters. And that's just how this line goes. If you open Girsu and World Legacy's Memory, yeah, this is what happens. So now we'll just resolve Scars here, and generally we're going to be favored here after we finish resolving our copy of Scar, so we'll go ahead and do that. So we have to banish 8 Mekk Knights for this from either graveyard or field. And boom. Our opponent's entire hand and extra deck is gone. And sometimes this token will hinder people. So notably, a lot of people are just running Kushtira Fenrir. That is probably your biggest threat at this point, like that your opponent can do anything with. But it's not even that big of a threat, but it does exist, and some people get some false hope from it, so it's kind of annoying. But if they have the World Legacy token, they can't attack you for any damage, and Fenrir doesn't actually have any way to be summoned as long as this token is on the field, so that's cool, I guess. And before you resolve Scars, suggestion, don't set your cards willy-nilly, because sometimes you're playing against like a control kind of deck, and they might have Dogmaticas or Natis or whatever. Like, yeah, so they might be playing Punishment, and they might be running Natis, and then Natis will just pop your field, because Natis is not hard once per turn, so if you send all 3, it'll just really wipe your board. But if you have a good enough hand, you can end with Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax, and then set your cards from hand, and maybe their hand traps as well, and you're just doing better. Notably, Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax will not be targetable, meaning all Natis will pop, like, will end up being like Scars or your copy of World Armor. So we can just pass here, and we're probably fine. So this combo, if we do it like this, we have to top deck a playable card. So until then, we're just kind of like just chilling. I mean, it can't be helped because we opened memory, so whatever, I guess. And here we go. Mekk Knight. Any Mekk Knight will just go a long way. And if we get some useless cards, we can still like, well, in this case, Secrets is okay, actually. So if we get like some bad World Legacy cards, we can just discard them with Scars. So in this case, we have Red Moon, which is probably good enough. So we'll just summon Red Moon here and start attacking. So what's interesting about Red Moon and Yellow Sunset is that, or Yellow Star, got confused with Orange Sunset. So Yellow Star and Mekk Knight Red Moon here. So what's interesting about them is that They don't have a hard once per turn, so as long as you have a Mekk Knight monster to banish, you can keep using their effects. So Mekk Knight Red Moon destroys a monster in this column. It's activatable because itself is a monster in its column. And yellow can pop your opponent's cards or your cards as well. So here we have Mekk Knight Corruptor Ibli, so I don't know if we have lethal, do we? Yeah, no. So now that we have 2 monsters on the field, so it's unfortunate that we no longer have any copies of Morningstar. But here we can now do Ibli here like this, and we'll summon this back. We can link summon with this if we want. So you have to be aware of the zone for this, and the only monster we can summon back from this is like Nightmare Unicorn or Lib. So basically it's any link monster with a left or right arrow can be summoned back with Ibli. That effect doesn't usually come up that much, but whatever. When it does come up, it comes up. What else can be said? So here we'll do this now. Our opponent probably can't special summon anyway, so... Well, actually they definitely can't, not when we give them this, so we'll just throw this here. So we're going to throw this here in case we draw Mekk Knight, and we have a column here. So then after this, we're actually going to grab... either one's fine, so World Legacy's Memory or Secret. So we'll just grab... for the sake of it, like, in case we need a monster negate, Secret is safe here. And then we'll do this. And we can board wipe if necessary. Double Logic Zero Boros with these two. And here we can actually shuffle back this set. Doesn't really matter what it is, right? So our opponent here is just stuck here with this. Normal summon this, doesn't do anything. Cool, it's just a normal monster. Skull Mariner. Why is our opponent playing Skull Mariner? No idea, but whatever. They put this into attack. And boom. Yeah, so World Legacy, World Memory. Not the best card to open with Girsu necessarily, but it works, and that's what's important, you know? Just having the ability to utilize it is sometimes more than enough. It is quite literally better than nothing. So here we have a hand that would have been much better going second. Well, we would still need to top deck a Mekk Knight here in this hand, but whatever. We're mostly focusing on showing off the combos anyways today, so not super important. We'll take a while to open some of these hands because, you know, it's how it goes. So here in this kind of hand, we have what's called Depression. So you can't really do anything with a single copy of World Legacy's Memory, because you can't give your opponent, like, a card, which just sucks for Mekk Knights. So, I mean, in this case, I think the best play is probably to summon Purple Nightfall and then just have hand traps. And then you continue your play on turn 3, because Purple will come back. So here we'll just grab, like, Girsu's fine, or Blue is fine, it doesn't particularly matter. And then we have, like, this as well. No point in normal summoning Girsu usually at this stage, so whatever. Kage to Kage, yeah. So, yeah. Next turn we'll simply add Blue off of Purple, and then we can start gaming, I guess. So, no point in playing that one out. Alright. So turn 3, Mekk Knight Purple comes back, banish Purple Nightfall again, grab Blue, and then we have Girsu and Blue in our hand, and we're doing better. So here, this is awkward. What was my bridge for this? So we banish Jizukuru, and then, oh, right, Yama. We have to banish specifically Cypher Gama here. And then this adds Girsu. So I guess this combo is pretty important to show off, so we have to normal summon Girsu here. Zone doesn't really matter. Going first. So here we can actually send World Legacy World Chalice, and I think it's fine. So we'll test if it's fine. And opening Avram is perfectly fine. We can send this with Scar and do our draw. So let's see if this is right. So let's activate this. Okay, so we just have to put this up here above an EMZ. And then we need to, oh yeah. This is wrong. We needed to summon World Armor, I think. Damn. That's a bad misplay. Okay, I see. So we would need a spell trap at least to set in order to make this work here. So I'll show you guys what I did wrong. Okay. So this combo, you're supposed to go ahead and make Ibli, right? And we have to place Ibli in this zone here. And it's because we need to summon Mekk Knight to this zone and this zone, more or less. So we will have a World Legacy card in our graveyard here. So this isn't doable anymore as a 2-card combo. This is doable as a 3-card combo as long as I have a set, or if I have a Mekk Knight monster in my hand or a World Legacy card. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do Lib Effect, and we were supposed to set Succession over here, and then summon back World Armor here, and then that will add us back our copy of Key. So we're going to summon our Mekk Knight Blue Sky here, right? And then we're going to add purple, right? So after we do that, that's when we activate Succession to summon World Armor, and then we won't have 2 cards in this zone anymore, but we will have World Legacy Key in our hand. So we're supposed to set Key here, summon purple, and then we're supposed to activate purple to add another Mekk Knight, and then we can activate our copy of Key to add purple. And that will give us purple as a discard for our Mekk Knight of the Morning Star, which we would not have anymore. So it works because I happen to have Raigeki in this hand though still, so it works out. But this is supposed to be Succession set here, and then we're supposed to add purple, of course, because purple plus B, right? So yeah. That's how that works. So setting this Raigeki is not the greatest, but whatever. So technically we could banish either Blue Sky or Purple Nightfall here, but we'll just banish purple. It does not matter. Well, actually, does it matter? No. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So we just add a Mekk Knight we haven't gone through yet. So we'll go with red here. So this hand, though, we do have the extra Mekk Knight, which is pretty nice. So we'll activate Key now. Key adds purple. Now we will link off these two. So I want to send Key and not Raigeki here, I guess. I'm not super worried about any traps here. Specifically, not a one-of trap, specifically. Because we're going to be resolving scars here. So, alright. Discard time. Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to grab Scar here. Great. And we'll just resolve Scar here. Well, we're going to add Scar, and then we're just going to use the effect to draw by discarding Avram. And here we have an extra Mekk Knight name. So here, because we, well, didn't summon, actually, wait, does this work? No, it doesn't work, actually, does it? Well, actually, it still does work, but it's just not as good, actually. I just noticed the issue. So, since we had Avram in hand and we didn't summon back World's Armor, I didn't calculate this far ahead enough, but alright, now we know for future. We do have enough Mekk Knights to resolve our copy of Scar, but we could have technically ended up passing on Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax, but we can't have 2 extra deck monsters here. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. So, to get to, well, two monster special summon from the extra deck, normally the play would be to have Mekk Knight Spectrum Supreme summon Avram, and then Avram for Link Spider, and this is Link 1. 1 plus 3 equals 4, you know? And then we would have had Crusadia Avramax, and then we would be able to Avramax, well, summon Avramax here, and then we would have 8 names for this. But we can still make either Zeroboros or Lib here, which is fine, I guess. So we'll just make Zeroboros first, and we'll just pass on this. It's okay. It's just, you know, it's a big guy. If we made Lib can technically search a card for us the next turn as well. There was that, potentially. So we have to banish every single Mekk Knight in our graveyard, and that's because they total 8. Yep, that's every single one. Well, that's just how it goes sometimes. And now we're at 5,000 attack, which is nice. Oh. Interesting. We have Raigeki here as well. Well, whatever. So, yeah, small misplay, but this misplay didn't matter as much. But we don't have to top deck here because we have World Legacy World Chalice. So we can use this to just grab whatever we want here, essentially. If we do banish it now, though, we don't get to resolve Lib. So a little unfortunate there. But since we have purple, we can just simply do like purple effect, banish purple, and then purple will come back later. But until it does, we'll do this. Blue sky. And we still have our copy of Succession, but we cannot use our copy of Succession because that will banish our entire field right now, which is not like super ideal for us, but whatever. We can do this, and then it's just quick lethal. If our opponent does not crash the token, of course, though, you can see how this is lined up pretty nicely. So we could World Legacy World Chalice here, add Memory, Memory summon purple, purple add blue, blue summon, and then we can grab another Mekk Knight, probably Girsu, and that will be getting us closer to game, I guess, right? And that's just fine. So that's essentially the blue combo, but I opened a bit of a scuffed hand anyway, so whatever. There's also the benefit of no longer having Succession, which you need to run. It's kind of potentially a Garnet depending on your hand, so just drawing into it isn't that great either. So if you can get rid of it, that helps too. So we don't have a Mekk Knight with Ibli, so that's unfortunate, I guess. So go again. I believe purple is the easiest combo to execute Scars with, so that's always great. And of course we have it when I say it. Alright, nice. So here we'll do this. We'll get a extra draw off of the World's Armor that we happen to have here. So we're going to do this combo in a certain sort of way because we have World's Armor here. So we will send World Chalice here because we have purple already anyways. I don't think this is that doable with blue because of you know, needing to set Succession a certain way. So we're going to go ahead and make Lib here. So we can just do Lib here or Lib here. Doesn't matter for purple. Now we will set our copy of E, I believe, right? Yeah, E. So E here, that's fine. Doesn't matter where we place key too much. And then purple, grab blue. Need an extra Mekk Knight name, so I usually like to retain Indigo because Indigo is one of the best Mekk Knights, so I usually don't add Indigo, so we'll just add red is fine. And then we will do key effect here. Adding purple. And that's chill. So here we do this now. We're going to do just to thin out the deck, we're going to do these two. And then we're going to discard World Armor here. And notably, if you use lib to grab World Legacy Memory, it's not really usable if you use either World Legacy, World Armor, or Mekk Knight of the Morningstar. Since it adds it to your hand, you can use it on the turn you add it, which is great. So we're just going to resolve now. And we're going to grab Succession, just to have the extra body and to set our stuff up, I guess. So we'll just put it in this zone. Either one works, doesn't super matter. So now we will grab Scar off of World Armor here, and it just works. And of course, purple needs to be in the graveyard because this only banishes from either field or face up from your field or your graveyard. I don't know why it says face up on the field, but whatever. So this needs to be in the graveyard, and we have blue sky for next turn. Nice. So here we will special summon Red Moon now. And unfortunately, we do not have the extra body that we would maybe want here. So, whatever. Technically, I guess you can make any Link 2 you want. So, a play you can go for is, for example, like Verte summon DPE, technically. Like with your Crusadia Avramax here, so. In this case, we have, of course, 8 Mekk Knights when we summon Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax, including Crusadia Avramax. So, ideally, if you have a good enough hand, you want to end on just Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax, and then you just banish the rest of your cards, like the rest of your Mekk Knights in the graveyard, and that is perfectly fine, and we're just chill with that. So, then you can technically summon, like, Mekk Knight of the Morningstar in this zone, and this makes it pretty annoying to out Mekk Knight of the Morningstar. So, notably, if your opponent, like, for example, has a high attack point monster, like we'll go with, I don't know, let's say Gizmic-Orochi. Gizmic-Orochi cannot attack over your Mekk Knight of the Morningstar because it has this effect. Let's see. If your Mekk Knight monster battles a monster in a different column than it, your monster cannot be destroyed by that battle. Also, you take no battle damage from that battle. So if we place it in the same column as World Legacy, this World Legacy token, if our opponent summons a high level, well, not high level, high attack monster, like a main deck one, like Gizmic-Orochi or whatever, like they summon it here, 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 or here, it cannot destroy our Mekk Knight of the Morningstar by battle. So you also have, technically, we have enough material to make lib here, and we can do this, but we only run 2, so if this gets run over or removed before turn 3, we won't be able to resolve the effect, so it's a bit of a risk. So we could also sit on just our 2.5k World Armor, and sometimes that's just good enough to stall long enough for us to draw our starter. And our opponent usually doesn't have any starters remaining because they need extra deck to actually do anything, so any other cards can just be completely useless. So once again, we're resolving Scar. This will banish everything. Yoda, nothing left. And of course, in this case, though, we do have World Chalice here. So, we're still fine, and we still have an Imperm, and if our board gets broken, Gamma. Not that it can really get broken by, like, one top deck. Notably, even if our opponent is playing Tearlaments, they can't Fusion Summon as well, because, you know... what are you going to Fusion Summon into? Your extra decks in the graveyard. No targets. Okay. So, here we can now activate Lib. And there's nothing super good to grab. We can do this to give ourselves more Mekk Knight zones to work with. So like this. Boom. This. And then we can grab purple. You usually just grab purple whenever you don't have purple to get access to purple, because purple will give you a lot of mileage typically. So we can just banish purple here, or we can banish blue sky, but we don't have that many targets, so whatever. Because of resolving the Scar combo, it really utilizes a lot of our guys. So, yeah. We'll grab this as well. And then we'll just grab we can grab another copy of Secrets because it's not hard once per turn. We could also grab a Whisper, but it doesn't super matter, right? We actually already have Lethal. So we'll grab Memory. And this is just to show off a bit of an interaction. So we'll make 0 Boros here. Let's get the damage off though. I do want to get the damage. So we can put one of their cards back actually, so let's actually do that. So yeah, okay. Oh wait, don't summon it to my zone. Okay, thank you. Okay. So we turn chain on, and I'll show you guys a cool, neat little interaction we have. So we have 0 Boros, of course, right? Let's see what our opponent does, actually. I don't think it matters, right? Oh, what? That's not good. But since this starts a chain, we can just do this. Okay. World Legacy Memory. So how this chain will resolve is pretty fun. So we're going to summon Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall to our topological 0 Boros zone. And this is pretty crazy, okay? Watch this, so. We can do this. Our opponent summons there. Okay, whatever. Now, if our opponent has an inherent summon, it's really bad for us, but if they don't, it will be mandatory chain 1 topological 0 Boros, and then we can chain 2 Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall to this. And then this will banish our Purple Nightfall, so let's pretend for a second that our board is actually empty and we don't have infinite impermanence and secrets, because well, why would you do this when you have secrets and like infinite impermanence? That you're sick in the head. So what we're doing here is normally like this would banish all the cards on the field, right? So we're just using Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall's own effect, so it will return the next turn. Simple and effective, and this will also come back, of course. So here we'll just add Girsu. And we will have 2 copies of purple returning. As well. So purple. Oh, accidentally activated purple effect. I thought I pressed the other purple to return it, but oops, I guess. So we have this, and then this. And you can still activate 0 Boros' effect, actually. Because it's whenever a monster is summoned to a linked zone. So, just for example, if we summon, like, Girsu here, we have a... Do we have any good targets for this? Nope. Okay, so just to get that out of the deck, I guess, so... We still have Mekk Knight of the Morning Star, though, so that would work. So here we can go like this, and then we cannot summon to this zone, right? Because 0 Boros says that you cannot summon set monsters to any extra monster zone this card points to. So that's fine. So we'll just discard secrets for now, just because. And then we have World Legacy, World Memory. So with World Memory here, we can summon a Mekk Knight. So as it happens, I believe we're like, not only are we out of, well, we're not out of purples, but we're running pretty low on Mekk Knights to add, and you need a Mekk Knight to add to banish Purple Nightfall. But anyways, what we can do is activate World Legacy's Memory here, and then we can summon to one of these 2 zones, and then 0 Boros wipes the board again. So 0 Boros is just a relatively niche card I like playing in Mekk Knights. It's pretty fun, pretty good, pretty strong. So yeah, that was all 3 Scar combos. So Now let's just do the more like normal combos. So you'll need to learn these as well. So this doesn't work, unfortunately. So we're hoping to now see either Girsu plus Mekk Knight or Ibli plus Mekk Knight. So not the best, but it works enough. So here, let's see. Do we actually have enough material to make this work? No, we don't have a World Legacy card, so we're short. So yeah, if we summon Ibli here, and Lingaribo though, we do have the setup here for our Mekk Knight zone, so we have 2 cards in a column like this if we summon Ibli, so Lingaribo, Ibli, and then of course we can summon a Mekk Knight, but we can't do anything from here with these Mekk Knight. But with this Mekk Knight, we need like a little bit more material. So ideally, the Mekk Knight in hand, I guess, with Ibli in particular, would have to be either purple or blue. So no purple or blue, not much we can do here. And then another banger of a hand, great. How do I have driver in hand? Pain. At least that was the first time I've seen driver in hand in this session. So that's great. Okay, so we opened Ibli, that's fine. We have Small World. Okay, so perfect hand to show off the 1-card combo. So we will banish our copy of Ibli, and then banish our Radiant. And then we'll use that to add Girsu, and Girsu, of course, is a 1-card combo. So, specifically, if we only ran World Legacy World Chalice, this is not as good of a 1-card combo as World Legacy World Armor, and yeah. I guess I'll show off the World Armor line. So we're going to do this, of course. We're going to summon here. And then we'll do Lib for these two. So if we had Chalice, we can just set a card here, and then that'll be it. So the cards we can set that are activatable will be World Legacy Succession, Key, and Scar. And out of the 3, the only one that does something is Succession. But we won't have good targets to summon back with Succession, so that will suck. And we cannot activate Memory because it's a set quick play, and then it counts as a trap when you set it. So you have to wait till turn 2 at least to activate Memory. If we set Secret, we would be able to bring back our copy of World Chalice, and it does have an effect, but it has 0 attack and 0 defense, so if our opponent just gives up their battle phase, pretty easy to get rid of it. So, yeah. They might miss lethal off of it, but we don't have good follow-up off of that anyways. So, we're going to do Succession instead now. So, we're going to use Succession here. We're going to summon back World Armor. And this is purely 1-card combo, right? So, we're going to do this. We're going to grab a copy of Memory. And this also gives us more follow-up anyways, because we'll be summoning Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall, and we have yet to see it, but Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall actually has an effect to come back, believe it or not. So now we're going to banish Purple to grab Blue. Blue summon, and Blue will grab us Mekk Knight of our choosing. So in this case, we will choose a copy of Indigo, and Indigo will be discarded for the effect of Mekk Knight of the Morningstar. So whichever Mekk Knight we're adding here is just going to be our discard. So usually to resolve our Morningstar without feeling like absolute garbage, you usually want either like a Purple Nightfall, Blue Sky, or like World Legacy Key with Purple Nightfall or something like that to feel less bad about resolving our Morningstar, because it does require a Mekk Knight or a World Legacy card to discard to activate this effect. So Here we're actually going to link off World Legacy Armor and Blue Sky, so we have a few options here. So for the safe play, we're going to do it this way. So we can just stop here, more or less, right? So we're always going to set secret here. So we're going to grab secret and set it. And then we're going to... Either we can pass on this like how it is right now, and it's not a big deal. Or we can make Avramax. So we will just simply make Avramax here. And it's about, like, not that bad. But Lib probably won't survive the next turn, so... Typically, it'll probably be better to pass with a Avramax, so we'll do that. And we also have this. So, to funnel more into the middle, because the EMZs are in the middle, we're just going to set here, and yeah, that's going to be fine. We could have held one Imperm just so we have a set for next turn, but it shouldn't matter too much since we have a banished copy of purple. So let's see what our opponent does here. Set a card, do that, okay. So if our opponent did summon a monster here, we actually have 2 monster negates as well, so this is pretty strong. So I'll go ahead and read this for you. When this card is activated, you can target a level 5 or higher monster in your graveyard, special summon it when this card leaves the field. Destroy that monster, negate any opponent's monster effect that activates in the same column as a Mekk monster you control. So if our opponent, well, I guess we should have summoned technically Crusadia to this zone because there's a useless token in this zone. So we won't be negating a token with our copy of Secret, obviously. But what we can do here now, of course, is we can special summon a monster. So notably, it says an effect activated in the same column. So if your effect tributes, like for example, Dino Wrestler Pankratops, Pankratops would not be able to resolve to destroy because it activated on the field and it will remember the zone that happened in, right? So if let's say Pankratops was special summoned here, I can summon my copy of Indigo here, and then it would negate Pank's effect even though Pank is in the graveyard. And of course I can move my Mekk Knight Indigo here as well. Let's say our opponent, well, normal summons like Girsu in this zone. Then we can go ahead and move like this, and then it will negate, with the effect of secrets, the effect that just activated as well. So now we'll summon back purple, and we have a perfect little few zones here. So then we'll go banish purple, and we'll add blue. So lethal is not super easy to do, but it's fine. We simply lock down. And this hand is pretty crazy because we technically have like a ghetto Appaloosa here, you know? We have negate 1, 2, 3, and then like 4, right? 4 monster negates on that board. And also, you can't attack over my monsters, Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax. Good luck adding this. And yeah, just chillin'. So here we'll add, let's do this. So Yellow Star, Girsu. So we just have a zone to summon this in, and they'll be fine. So here we'll have Girsu send World Chalice for follow-up, and then we can link off for Lib. And this is pretty interesting, actually, so... Summon Lib here. Lib effect, and we can just set whatever we want. In this case, we actually want Key, I'm pretty sure, so we'll go grab Key here. And we'll just place it in this zone, it doesn't super matter. So here, we'll grab purple here. And then we can link off for this. We have a copy of Dark Hole, so we'll send Well, actually, this requires only Mekk Knight, so we don't have enough Mekk Knights to do that play. So, okay, we'll just go for this instead then. Because this is still a Mekk Knight, so whatever. That's fine. So now let's grab Morningstar. And now, there's actually, like, complete brutality that's going to happen here. But, okay, so we'll do this. Effect of this. So, we're not quite there yet, but we're getting close, I guess. So now we add from our deck to our hand a card. We can choose whatever. I will choose Whisper. And we're not quite where I want to be exactly, but now our Mekk Knights, anything that activates in their columns, will no longer resolve. So I guess we should have attacked first, but whatever. So essentially, these are all Omni negates now. We have upgraded them as such. So let's see what our opponent does here. Surely there's a whole lot you can do here. So right now we have essentially 2 Omni negates. Let's see, Nightmare Phoenix. Okay. Oh, that just targets Imperm, so we'll just use Imperm. I wanted to clear up a zone at some point anyway, so it's fine for us to just Imperm here. Okay. It's fine. Trick Clown doesn't do anything. So, once we activate this, spell effects that activate in the same column as a Mekk Knight monster you control will be negated. Oh, and another copy of Secrets. Great. Let's go here. I guess we can grab Memory. And this will finish it off, I guess. So, oh joy. So we special summon this, and this will allow us to have a Mekk Knight in every single column. So, purple, buy, blue, and now our board becomes completely insane in so many ways. So I guess we can grab red. I don't really feel like grabbing Girsu here, so we'll grab red. Because red is bigger, I guess. And then effect to move zones. Okay. Now we have a Mekk Knight in quite literally every single column. So now we activate Whispers. And now, well, I guess we'll increase the attack points on this. Doesn't matter, but okay. So now, if you activate any traps here on the field, even if you like were to Forbidden Droplet, they'll be negated. These are continuous effects, so these don't start a chain, they don't respond. So if you activate Super Poly now, it'll be negated as well. So you would have to quite literally Kaiju, Lava Golem, Sphere Mode my board, whatever. Assuming you can do so. And this is like what more or less what you do if you're not playing or going for Scars, right? Which Scars is still technically an option, but I just chose not to go for it, essentially. In fact, I could probably just, like, if I had another copy of Ibli, or not Ibli, if I had another copy of Lib, the World Key Guardian, or whatever, World Key Blade Master, yeah, I would be able to activate that. So right now, on the field, you are not allowed to activate monster effects. You are not allowed to activate spells. You are not allowed to activate traps. You can activate a field spell, though. And as well as that, we have these 2 effects. So, Mekk Knight of the Morningstar effect. If your Mekk Knight monster battles a monster in a different column than it, your monster cannot be destroyed by that battle. So, to destroy Mekk Knight Crusadia by battle, you would need to do it with a monster in the same column as Mekk Knight Crusadia Avermax, which sometimes you could overlook if you somehow can manage that. Like a big normal summon monster, you would need that. And also, you can't attack any of my Mekk Knight monsters, aside from Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax, so it's a pretty brutal lockdown. Oh, that was normal summon. Whoops, I guess. Oh, it's special summon now. And then, boom. Attack, attack, and yeah. I would not like to be the opponent in this situation when the board is in this state, for sure. But, yeah. Pretty brutal. And this is what the board can look like on turn 3 if you have a really insane hand. Just straight up. It's true. So let's see if we can open a Ibly hand, a good one, hopefully. So that combo is also somewhat relevant. So I think this works, so we'll try. So banish this. Not like the greatest hand, but it gets the job done, I guess. So now we have to banish a dark monster. So we have to go with Girsu, I guess, here. Right? Actually, it's too much in common. So it doesn't work. Alright, let's try again then. 0 defense and dark. That's 2 commonalities. Oh well. Can't be helped. Okay, I think I can search Ibly from here, probably, right? I just need to banish Gamma, I think. No wait, Gamma has too much there. So we have to banish World Legacy World Armor here. Okay, to get to this. Okay. So here we have a Nightmare Corruptor Ibly hand. Somehow I'm manifesting these cards into my hand much easier than normal. Normally it takes a bit more re-rolling in solo, but I guess it's because Small World does work. So Ibly here. And then we can summon blue here. So notably, what do you think we had here? So the correct answer, I believe, is to add Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall or Indigo. So notably here, we won't have any more open zones here, right? Or any more Mekk Knight columns to summon our Mekk Knights in. So if we add purple, we are not going to special summon purple. We're going to be discarding purple for our copy of Morningstar, and that is because all we can make is Morningstar. Because we do not have a World Legacy card for Lib. So that's just kind of how it goes. So if we started with purple, that would be slightly better, but what can you do? We just had blue instead, so whatever, it's fine. So we can go for Indigo, and this will give us 2 monster negates, and then the other option is to go into Purple Nightfall, and this has its merit as well. So we'll go into purple because it also has the... This is only going to be 1 monster negate, but yeah, there's merit to this. So we're going to go ahead, link off Mekk Knight Blue Sky and link Rebo. And then we will go ahead, discard our purple, and then we will set a copy of Secret. So this is going to be Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall. We'll add a Mekk Knight to our hand, and it will also be able to banish a Mekk Knight on the field. And we'll just set it here because that's fine. It'll give us a column to summon a Mekk Knight at least. So whatever. And you usually would turn chain on here. So if our opponent has like 2 monsters on field, but we can, well, not do anything here because of what state our hand is in, I guess. So whatever. So our opponent is activating card effects for sure. Cool. Do you have any normal summons with effects? Nope. Okay. So now I guess they can link off for blue. So if they have a link play, we don't have a lot we can do about this. Okay, what does this do? You can send this to quick card, special summon a Bonder, control monster from your extra deck with the same attribute. What? That doesn't count as a link summon, right? You cannot special summon monsters except for link monsters. Oh, that's legal. Okay, that's fine. So he does this, and that doesn't do anything. But now you can link it off, okay. But if our opponent was not playing a link deck, they would be stuck with the Ibli, and we can't remove any of the monsters they summon onto the board. But what we can do is we can summon back purple in defense, and then we can banish Mekk Knight of the Morningstar so they don't have anything to crash Ibli into, and that will just lock them out of special summoning aside from link monsters. If they have like a link 1 typically, that's what they could do. I guess Plunder can do this though and just cheat out an extra deck monster. Just randomly. Okay though, whatever, doesn't matter. We can negate this anyway, so it's still fine. And then during the end phase, we'll just summon back, okay. And we're chilling. So here, we're banishing Mekk Knight of the Morningstar here. And we will grab a... Do we have back row? No. But we don't need back row. Okay, so... grab Blue Sky. It's fine. Doesn't matter too much which one we grab. If you want a guaranteed normal summon, Girsu is pretty great. Okay. So here we will wait. So... Blackbeard cannot activate as long as our Mekk Knight Purple is here, and sometimes there are effects that only activate in the main phase, so when that happens, we can really utilize our Purple Nightfall effect, so we can, assuming we still have secrets, we can just, so this does not start a chain, we can just put our Mekk Knight monster that we banished into the zone corresponding to our opponent's monster. Let's say our opponent has like DPE right here that gets summoned back. So we can let them summon first, and then we can just go ahead and like summon like this. See, it did not start a chain. So then DP just would not be able to activate until we move our Morningstar, or it gets removed or whatever. So that's pretty swell. And I guess we will purple effect here. So we also have the option of grabbing Girsu. So whenever we normal summon Girsu, this will not be able to activate. So, normal summon Girsu. And then that's fine, right? Does this say main phase? No. So, yeah, that's not super valuable. But usually whenever we can, putting World Armor into the graveyard is just usually good. So, notably we can't use Girsu effect here, but what we can do is this. So we can Kaiju here. Kaijus don't have effects, so we don't have to really worry about them here. And then we can do this. Blue. And then we can add, like, Indigo. So here we can definitely go and try to resolve Scars because we have World Legacy's Memory, but we'll play this out without Scars, I guess. Because why not? Although we can definitely resolve Scars. So now we do this. These two, we'll keep this for now. This still does remember its summon from the extra deck though, as you can see. Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax acknowledges this as being summoned from the extra deck still. If we used Succession to summon back Mekk Knight of the Morningstar, it would not be summoned from the extra deck. So yeah, whatever. Let's activate this. It is important to note that we do have to summon a monster to a linked zone, you know, like a linked zone, I mean. So it has to be summoned to an arrow. So if we summoned Lib here, then that zone would be blocked by Mekk Knight of the Morningstar, and we would not be able to activate Succession to summon our copy of World Armor. So whatever. We can go ahead, grab this. And then this allows us to grab a World Legacy card. So here we can grab, of course, Key. So we'll put it in this zone. Why not? And then we have purple back. We can summon purple In fact, I think I prefer purple here. No reason not to go purple, I think. And then with these two, we can't do that actually because, right, not a Mekk Knight. So instead, we can, well, actually there is this play I've never shown off, but if you run 2 libs, you can technically lib summon lib here, and this is because for example with Morningstar, we only have so many copies of Morningstar and only so many Mekk Knights, and Morningstar requires Mekk Knight specifically, so if we use lib and World's Armor, we can trigger the graveyard effect of lib. So we can't activate this lib's effect, but we can do this instead, and that is sometimes just good enough. So we're also going to do this, I guess. This is about the equivalent to a World Legacy memory anyways. So we'll just send memory here like this, and then summon our copy of Girsu. Oh wait, did we already summon Girsu? I guess I'm just tired. Whatever. So now we can summon whatever here, and we're just doing better in general. But I guess I should have, instead of summoning Girsu, I should have summoned something else. Well, happens. But as you can see here, we don't have anywhere to summon Link Spider if we summoned Avram, so that's a thing for sure. And no matter the situation here, we still have our monster negates, so we're chilling. So normal summon this, no effect. Kage could to Kage doesn't do anything here. Maze Stroke. They summoned it into a bad zone. Can't activate it. That was the effect to special summon this. Doesn't do anything. Link summon. You can try activating this effect, it won't do anything. Oh. Sure. So, attack into this, doesn't do anything. Cool. So I kinda trolled myself, I guess. Because I wasn't paying full attention, but whatever. Since Lib survived, we can keep accruing more and more material. And this will never activate. Because it's being negated. So, we're chilling. We can grab our spell negate, and now everything is basically an Omni negate. Very chillin'. So we can just do this and it's lethal. I think maybe the AI actually noticed the column effect, but whatever. Now we can just do this. This doesn't do anything. So, yeah. This doesn't target, so bye. That was special summoned. And, but not that it matters, we have higher attack anyways. And boom, dead. Sure. I guess the Link deck isn't a good example to use that Ibli combo against specifically, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So hopefully that helped show off some key interactions with Mekk Knights. So your starter will be Girsu, and the play will be to get to Mekk Knight. Well, 2 cards in the same column for Mekk Knight, so we'll do one game going second as well, just to show that off. So this hand in particular is fine. Oh. I don't want to discard, like, any of these, though. Man. That sucks. I guess we will discard memory. That sucks. And we drew into our other copy of World Armor. Ah, unlucky. I wanted Succession though. Eh. This little rat. So what we can actually do here is if our opponent had back row, we could, for example, activate Key. And then we can normal summon Girsu to whatever zone the trap is. So then it can't activate and it can't screw us over. And then we can still do our combo, assuming we have like blue or purple. And of course we can summon the tokens as well to give us more link material. So let's go for a different hand. I didn't really like how that happened. I guess I should have kept some memory instead of being super greedy. Well, that's on me. I guess. This hand does it. So we have Ash Blossom, Blue Sky, and whatever. And I guess we have nothing better to Ash, so we'll just Ash here. So here we have a Kaiju and Blue Sky. So this is just the version that plays Kaiju. You can play it Mekk Knight with more spell traps, which is totally fair as well. You know, you can do so. So let's pretend there's actually a back row here. If there was like a back row there, we could like Kaiju just to put two cards in a column for our Mekk Knight zones, and it would be particularly good for our Blue Sky, because then we can summon Blue Sky to this zone, and then we have 2 cards in a zone, so we can search 2 cards. But since there is not, well, we'll simply just set Raigeki like this, and then we can do this. Blue Sky. So since we can also summon purple, we'll grab purple. So we'll set our copy of Dark Hole as well. Doesn't super matter. Now we can purple, and we're going to actually, just because we're super greedy, we're banishing blue. Girsu? Or are there 2 vanillas here randomly? Well, whatever. Sadly, we cannot use the effect of Girsu to summon back some guys, so that sucks, I guess. We're going to do this though, and then we will make lib. Lib effect, setting succession, summon back, armor, and now we can grab any spell trap or even monster that we want, just any World Legacy card in general. So secrets could be fine, I guess. So they don't have any threats here, but I could technically do battle over like one dude, assuming it's smaller than World Armor, and then link off into second lib. That is definitely a play, but I mean, we have Raigeki, so we'll just drop Raigeki, I guess. And then we have secrets or a negate. The other reason we could go into lib here is simply because we don't want a monster in our main monster zone that's not a Mekk Knight. So if our opponent technically summoned a monster here, we can't negate it with secrets. So we'll just do this. Put back Plunder Patrol Shipyard, and we can pass on this. And we'll summon back purple as one monster negate here. So we have to turn chain on here, I think, do we? Yeah, maybe. So we can do either World Legacy, Memory, World Armor, or Purple Nightfall, but I think purple is just better here. So you wait till the end phase, because if this is called by, set called by doesn't work on your Mekk Knight. But if they don't set a card, you can just also like guess if you're like doing a hard read. Let's say you think they have called by, so you can just wait And if they ever chain Caldwell, you can just chain World Legacy Secret, and then if they don't set it, and it's the end phase, of course, right? Then you can just use Secret, since it's hard once per turn. Well, not hard once per turn. You can only summon once off of Secrets anyway, so you can just summon Purple Nightfall off of Secrets the next turn. So that's a little bit of mind gaming for you guys there. So we'll grab blue. So the blue that summons back here from here. Well, it's not actually summoning back from there, but yeah, it doesn't activate the effect to search. So we'll put like blue here, and then purple here. And then we technically have a zone like here for blue, but we're not going to summon blue here. We would much rather set, for example, Whispers here, and then summon blue, and then we can grab more guys. As it happens, we have World Legacy, World Memory here, which is pretty wrecked. So you can also combo, for example, World Legacy Secret with World Legacy's Memory, so you can activate like Secrets to summon maybe like purple or something, and then you can use World Legacy's Memory to summon Indigo, and then in end phase banish Indigo so it stays on the field, if that's what you're going for, I guess, right? And then that'll add a Mekk Knight, and then you'll start overwhelming your opponent with like sheer force of numbers. So here we can also utilize this effect, I guess, so we'll go for it. Let's get rid of this blue now. I don't want blue in particular. So let's go grab yellow here, and we do have Girsu in the graveyard. So we'll do, let's see. So here we can just special summon this. If we want to special summon like 2 Mekk Knights, but we only had 1 column, we could of course summon Indigo first and then move it, and then summon our other Mekk Knight. So pretty surprisingly versatile. And we can just pop that card, so we'll just Girsu, banish, and then this. And this actually has some synergy with, of course, our copy of the Trap, which we're not going to go into here because we just have lethal. So yeah, just simple lethal and we're good. But we could also, if we're just feeling a little bit cheeky, since we have World Legacy's Memory, we can pretty comfortably block off 4 or 5 zones, and make our opponent completely unable to play the game with our copy of Secret, Whisper, and Key. That would indeed be what would happen, and then, yeah. They're essentially more or less like floodgated out of playing the game. But it's based, because it's Mekk Knights. Or so I tell myself. Well, whatever. So you also have, of course, the option of like Dark Ruler No More as well. So if we Dark Ruler No More, we can set Dark Ruler No More, and then we can special summon a Mekk Knight in that column. So any normal spell works pretty well with our Mekk Knights. So for example, in that last game we did set Raigeki, and then we summon our purple, so we can activate the Raigeki after we summon purple. So that's pretty great in that regard. Generally better if your opponent doesn't have like removal and just raw negates. So let's say our opponent has Baron, inherent summon purple after set Raigeki, activate Raigeki. That is pretty solid. And of course, before you commit to your Mekk Knight plays, you also have the option of just summoning these guys, and they're all like relatively beefy guys, right? They're 2k or above for the most part. And then you can like potentially summon Kaijus to your side of the field as well to beat over your opponent's negates and stuff. That's just something you can do. And let's just say, for example, our opponent is trying to play around Lightning Storm with Baron. Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall attacks over Baron, and then we don't have to deal with that, and then we can try setting up our board. And we'll just accrue advantage until we eventually will end up more or less outgrinding our opponent. That's kind of like how Mekk Knight plays. And that is because we don't have a super good way into OTK, but that's still pretty chillin', you know? And of course that will help us eventually do our Mekk Knight Blue Sky search as well, which gives us more advantage. So this is the kind of deck that, like, sets up, needs one turn of setup, and then can probably kill you in the next one. Or it just makes it pretty unplayable by the next one, so you're just hanging on by a thread. And it's got a pretty interesting mechanic to it, so yeah, would recommend. So yeah, it's also pretty cheap to build overall. You don't need that many URs. In fact, a lot of the URs here I have are mostly tech options, so yeah, we're just vibing, I guess. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.